Appreciate it. With Angelo, Brewer, FLIR, these guys make an amazing product. We've used these products on hunts before with these guys and had a blast. Totally changes the way you hunt. I'm going to let Angelo talk a little bit about some of their new products and some of their existing products.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, so one of the new things we wanted to show and talk about today is the updated Scout 2. So what we did is we took the existing PS line and replaced it with the Scout 2. What we've done is updated the display to a high resolution of 640 by 480 LCD. We've also used our latest and greatest Tau 2 software. So what that's done is allowed us to get more optical magnification with the same lens as before. And we've also added video out.
Okay.
So the Scout PS line has been replaced by the Scout 2 240 and the Scout 2 320, respective of their resolution. Built on a really successful product, and we think that it's going to really help the hog hunters and the coyote hunters get the edge on those critters in the field. In that new Scout 2, we are using the same sensor and the same display that we've been using in the Thermosight RS. We recently just launched a new software version that's updated the display settings and AGCs. So we've got an improved feature here, and this is the product that we had all that fun with on that media hunt last fall.
Very effective tool right there.
Very effective. Got 6 resolutions, 6 choices, variable zooms out to 2 to 16, and everything from a 240 to 180 sensor up to a 320 by 240.
So this unit right here isn't just showing you thermal imaging. It does more than that, right? You can actually replace your scope with this, correct?
You pull your day scope off, you set this on your rifle, it's got a LaRue QD mount, you go in and you set your zero, just like a day scope, you move the reticle on the X and Y axis, and it acts as a standalone. So you don't need to take it on and off.
Okay.
You just have a dedicated hog slamming upper, and you can go to town with it, and we all know.
Now you mentioned day scope.
Yep.
One thing I want to mention, these things can replace your day scope during the day also.
Correct. Yeah, you can use these during the day. Since we make an image based on heat and not light, you're able to see things that you wouldn't see otherwise. We're not limited by having too much light or not enough light like a regular night vision. So it's a 24/7 night vision as well.
Right.
And we do also make clip-ons for the folks that want to run their day scope and do a clip-on attachment.
Very nice.
We'll talk about
I for one, can say that it changes the way you hunt. I mean, it makes me not want to hunt any other way, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of folks on our hunt noticed that in the first night when everybody went out without thermal, and then the next night they had it, and the yields were quite good.
Well, I think probably the biggest difference is you can see what's in the bushes. You can see what you're shooting at, where in a scope you may just see an outline of something and not know exactly what it is. You can clearly see what you're targeting.
Yeah, and since we're creating contrast based on heat, you're able to get a lot better contrast and detection over traditional night vision.
Okay.
With thermal.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, the big difference, I think that's one thing a lot of people misunderstand, is that night vision and what you guys do are the same thing. They're violently different.
They are. It's we use the word night vision, but we're thermal night vision, so we're using a different wavelength, and we're not depending on reflected light. So that's the key. That's the key benefit of thermal detection.
Okay. All right. Cool. We got something else we're going to look at over here.
Guy's going to give you a run through of the law enforcement and military products, which are available to U.S. citizens, and we'll take it from there.
Very cool. Hey, Guy. This is Guy Blocker with FLIR. Show us what you got here, Guy.
Okay. Well, Angelo talked to you about the Scout and PS2. This is our LS series for law enforcement. Basically the same unit, but a little bit different in performance. We offer a 320 by 240 resolution system as well as a 640 by 480 system.
Okay.
The speed or refresh rate on these systems is higher than that of the commercial systems. Those are exportable, whereas these are not without an export license. So we can do these in 30 and 60 hertz full frame rate.
Okay.
It has several options in it. Great system to work with, handheld, rechargeable. And, for the law enforcement product line, for an officer who's in a patrol car, rather than get out and turn on the flashlight, you turn this on, survey the whole scene, and then you can go from there.
What kind of feedback do you guys get from law enforcement who actually use these? As far as the difference in turning on a light and viewing through here, what kind of feedback do you guys see? What's the benefit of it?
The benefit of it, well, for several things. So the patrol officer, when he arrives at the scene, being able to determine whether or not there's a threat present, and exactly what that threat is doing. Having this instead of a flashlight works better. This allows him to see well beyond what the illumination of a flashlight will give him. We've had some instances where we've had search and rescue, where there's an air asset overhead telling the officer where to go. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the benefit of what the air asset sees. By having this, now they're both on the same page. So as a result, he can actually move and make contact with what's there.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of advantages to it.
Very cool. What do you guys have any new products that are coming out that you're going to be introducing in that line and the law enforcement side of it? Is there anything that you guys?
These two products here, as well as the Scout 2, are new for 2015. What we did was we gave them a higher resolution display. We also gave them video out. We never had that before.
All right.
So we see them as probably replacing some of the other systems in the series that actually have onboard video recording capability.
Very nice. I guess you guys go all over the place. I was listening to you talk to one of your customers earlier. You guys are a global company.
Right.
You go. Tell us some of the things that you do and some of the interesting things that you see out there whenever you travel and you're introducing these to other people.
Well, it depends. For a lot of the countries that we work with that are sanctioned by the U.S. government for sales, most of our military product line is very important to them. So with the LS series, we move into what we call a mil-spec system. That's a handheld monocular. The difference with this is that with this system, I have a laser for designating as a target or a location system for someone. This is a 640 by 480 system. It also has a video out capability. And there's a lot of features in this. It's waterproof or water resistant to 66 feet. Okay, whereas this is water resistant to 3 feet. Driving rain, you can drop this in the water someplace and it'll still work. We have that in a handheld system. And we offer two versions. So the M18 was the one I showed you earlier. This is the M24. The M24 is our modular pocket scope. And the beauty of this system is that you can mount this thing on a helmet. Now your hand's free.
Right.
Part of the reason for creating the helmet mount was that I had some Marine EOD team members that wanted to be able to operate with a device hands-free so they could look for disturbed earth, IED emplacements. With this, I can actually see when the dirt's been turned over.
So they're that sensitive to be able to see when dirt's been moved.
Now, in the hog hunting market, this thing has become very popular.
Really?
Yeah, because the guy who puts this on his helmet now buys an RS system. So rather than having to bring the rifle up every time and look for something with this, wherever I look, this is what I see.
Oh, wow.
I've actually been able to detect anomalies out to about a mile.
Really?
Yeah, I can tell you there's something there generating heat. Okay, so once I've located that, I can move closer.
That's impressive.
All right, without having to bring the gun up, without flagging the guy in front of me or being unsafe.
Okay.
And once I get in position, flip this up, go to the gun.
Very nice. Very nice. I know, Angelo, I think you had something else, or did you have something else over here, guy, that we're going to talk about?
We had the mil-spec systems. I don't know if you want to go into that.
Sure, yeah, let's take a look at it.
All right. So, the RS series is probably our first attempt at doing a commercial thermal weapon sight. Okay. We hadn't done one in about 10 years. We gained popularity with the T70 because it's an inline system that fits in front of a standard optic. And the beauty of the system is that you can use this as a standalone or as a clip-on in front of your day optic. So your day optic's bore sighted to your rifle. I put this on, now I have the capability of going out and hunting at night. It's a military tool, but we have a lot of hog hunters and coyote hunters buy these. And that has a very hefty price tag. They started around $14,000. Okay, so the RS series became more attractive.
I got you.
Okay, but this is what pushed us into moving into that market because of the demand for thermal when you're hunting for hogs or coyotes at night. So the T70 is what we call our short-range system. It has a half, 1, and 2 power digital magnification. It has a 4-color palette. Okay, it's capable of video out, has a remote cable, and it's a dual battery system. All of our commercial systems are rechargeable. These take batteries so I can run either lithium AA's or CR123s.
Very nice.
6 hours continuous runtime.
That's awesome.
Okay. The bigger brother of that is the T75. Okay, the only difference between the two systems is 2 ounces in weight and a larger lens. This has a max range of about 800 meters, 1,600 meters.
Wow.
So I can detect the target out at a mile. I can tell you what it is at 1,000 yards. And I can tell you what it's doing at around 800.
That's impressive.
Whereas with this, I can tell you what it's doing at around 3.
Okay. And these video capable also?
All video out.
Okay.
The beauty of thermal is that it's basically a camera.
Okay.
So we can plug in and pull the video off. Okay, and then it's usable either as a recorded evidence piece or something you can actually load and transmit.
Okay, very nice.
On an I squared or night vision, we have 3 different systems. TANS is our short-range system. Probably by far my favorite of all the night vision pieces. This system can work with a system up to 8 power magnification behind it, and has one of the fastest lenses of any of our systems,
Really?
7. Okay, so it gathers light and it actually sees quite a ways. We tell people we spec it at about 300 meters to be able to detect a man-sized target. I've actually seen it engage targets out to 850.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a phenomenal system.
Okay.
The difference is with night vision, we're amplifying light. With thermal, we're pulling in heat. So there's advantages and disadvantages to each system. Okay, whereas with thermal, I may not have the resolution I squared, I will.
Okay.
But I got to have some light.
Right.
Otherwise, I won't see it.
I got
If
you.
I'm hunting, I always recommend thermal, because most animals do not reflect backlight, and the I square won't pick them up unless they're standing in the middle of the field.
I got you. Very cool. What else you got over here? I see you got what's the big thing we got in the corner
Big
over
one
here?
is the big brother. So we have short range, medium range, and long range.
Okay.
Yeah, this is MUNS. This is AMPDS 27. Now, of all of our systems, there are 4 here that are actually program of record for the U.S. military. So the MUNS 22, which is a system that started it all for us, the TANs and the T-70. You know, this is right now going through an acceptance phase in SOCOM.
Okay.
And soon will be a program of record as well. Program of record means that once the military decides to buy and adopt it, they'll assign an NSN and a nomenclature to it.
Okay.
So this was known as Magnum Universal Night Sight MUNS. Now it's AMPDS 27, which is what the military calls it.
All right.
This system here has a 98 millimeter objective lens.
Wow.
The reason for the cutout, it had to sit a certain height above on the rail.
Okay.
If we'd have done 100 millimeters, it would have sat a lot higher.
I got you.
Okay, so this allows it to sit in the rail. You get great resolution with this thing. It's a light sponge. Weighs about 3.7 pounds.
Very light.
And
You're
the
right.
beauty of any of these systems is that you mount it, you turn it on, you focus it, and shoot. No bore sighting. Whatever's in your scope is what's in here.
Really?
Yeah.
That is cool.
On a good illuminate, I can get out to 1,500 meters. So if you put this thing on like a 50 BMG or a 338 Lapua Magnum,
Yeah.
this thing will complement the max effective range of those weapon
Good
systems.
Lord. That's amazing.
Excellent stuff.
That's a nice design. Now, R&D department, how long does it take something like this to go from R&D to on a gun, then it's mounted?
That all depends. Our acceptance phase was something like 10,000 rounds without failure.
Really?
Okay, it had to be water resistant to 66 feet, had to have a run time exceed a certain amount. So with this system here, you get 50 continuous hours on 2 AA batteries.
No way. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So those are the parameters that they set. You
Okay.
know? And then of course, you know, they had to have a size and weight configuration. This weighs 3.7 pounds.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks like it weighs a lot more than that.
No, it's a heavy piece, but what you're really getting is this.
Yeah.
This is what adds to the weight, is the lens. We do some other systems as well that we don't have here because they're not commercially available. They're military systems. We actually build a system that does both.
Okay.
So you get the best of both worlds in one package. It only weighs 0.2 pounds more than this.
That's pretty awesome. Very cool. We got something else with Angelo over here?
Yes, we got a new Sneak Peek product. When we were on the hunt last fall, we got on the subject of the blue triggers that you guys are doing for
Okay.
weaponry, and you kind of talked about your research or your help with the autism fight.
Right.
So we wanted to make a special edition FLIR Scout 2.
Oh, wow.
Donate it to Legally Armed America so you guys can use it in your fund
Very
fundraising and
nice,
awareness.
man.
So special for the month of April. We got a little awareness camera, so we'll put that to you and
That's awesome.
let you put that out there.
Very nice of you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A little special one-off, one of a kind.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Our gift to you guys.
Very nice. If you don't know, those of you that we have a Winning Weaponry, they make an AR-15 line of AR-15s for Legally Armed America. And we're putting blue triggers on the rifles and making donations for every rifle that was sold to an autism charity. And that's what he's referring to with the color blue. Of course, this is Autism Awareness Month, is April anyway. But that's very cool. And it's the first I've heard of it, so it's really neat. Really neat.
So, little
Thank you,
surprise.
Angelo. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, we'll get this
Thanks
to
a
you.
lot.
We'll look forward to helping out.
Appreciate it.